Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to Astro Sounds by Seape. It's your girl, Seape. And this video will actually be on the very first zodiac sign created, which is the Aries. Aries is your fire sign, which has the symbol of the ram. And the ram is going to represent courage, you know. The Aries is actually coined the me first sign because it's all about them in their head. They're very active, energetic, a very impulsive sign, very open to change. That's why they're also coined like the sign of new beginnings, because they're always looking to do something new. They're a very assertive sign. They're going to go after what they want. They're straight up. They're actually also very sexual. Ooh, very sexual sign. And with all of the qualities that they have the ability to live very long. Aries is ruled by the planet Mars, which is the planet of war, aggression, conflict, fire, danger, you know, all of that type of fire sign. So the very first sign, the very first fire sign, because it's ruled by Mars. Mars is also a planet that donates like courage and passion and competition. So it's like Aries have all of that built up, and that just kind of creates who they are. That's why they're the symbol of the ram that just goes, very courageous, very, you know, passionate and fiery, you know, very serious. It's a very masculine sign. Your Aries is going to be the sign that's like an activist. You know, they're the doers. They're going to get things done, or they're at least going to act like it. They're adventurous. They're going to take any risk. They're not really scared, you know. Extremely confident is how they come across. They're leaders. They usually can't follow. They can't be a follower. They can't work in a position where they're not the boss. They kind of always want to be the boss, or at least have a position where they can feel like they're the boss, even if they're not. Open-hearted, very creative, high-spirited. They just kind of have a lot going inside of their mind. You know, they're just go, 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 full of energy. They're an honest sign, but this is gonna sound weird, but they're honest, but then they lie. They're known to lie. Impatient, like their lies are gonna be correlated with some type of adventure, something to sound good, something that's just kind of doctor things up a little bit. Fast talkers, and people tend to see right through their lies and their fast talking, because it's kind of like almost obvious in their head. They're convincing you, but they're really not. Aries are really good at acquiring money, but they have a little bit of trouble keeping it, because they're very impulsive and they like to show off, and so they kind of, a lot of times they lose their money really quickly. Very vain sign. In addition to them being confident, they like, you know, at least that's how they appear. You know, they're like, oh, I'm so this, I'm handsome. You know, they're very vain and confident. Also a very controlling sign. You know, one of the misconceptions with Aries is that they are super confident. They are confident, but they also suffer from like occasional self-doubt, where they're like doubting themselves, and they'll never let you know. You will never know if an Aries is doubting themselves or feeling insecure about something, but they tend to suffer from inner insecurities and doubt. They always seem to have everything together and very successful, or on the road or on the right path to success, but really they can't really stick to one thing, you know, and they need some type of solitude in order to stick to one task. They're filled with like that nervous energy, if that makes sense. As a lover, if you're in a relationship with a Aries, be prepared to be romanced. They're a very romantic sign. They're very giving in their relationships. They're going to be that provider, kind of like that alpha male or female if you're dating that Aries. Very passionate when it comes to love and sex, but also very passionate when it comes to, you know, debates and arguments and anger. You know, they're going to have that passion there. There can be a very flirty sign, filled with that fiery emotions. That's all going back to them being extremely passionate. If you're dating an Aries woman, she's gonna want to, like, well, either whether a man or a woman, if they got their mind set on you, oh, they're gonna get you. They feel like they like you and you're somebody they want to go after. They're gonna do whatever it takes to get you, and they will get you. If an Aries woman is in love with you and in a relationship with you, she's going to be extremely faithful and domestic and do what it takes to make you happy. Long as she feels like she's number one, long as she feels like she's getting the same love in return, she's going to go above and beyond to make you feel special and loved. If you're in a relationship with an Aries man in love, they're going to love you, they're going to treat you great, but because they're very flirty, how can I put this? The men want adventure, so they're often looking for a new experience. So they may not always be the most faithful side, the Aries men, but that's kind of like how male fire signs are. You know, they're fun, they're adventurous, they go with the flow. So that's kind of how the Aries man is going to be in a relationship. But they do love you, and I'm not saying that all Aries men are going to cheat, but I'm just saying that they may tend to flirt, and they may have an affair or two, or you might be the affair. They may not really even be settled down with you. No, I'm just kidding. But no, you kind of get my drift there. As friends, the Aries is a good friend to have because they're very generous in helping you, and if you're in a crisis, they'll be there to help you. However, and a lot of times they seem very exciting, and you know, they're very fun, and you know, they're going to give you advice, and you know, a shoulder there for you. And if you need them, they're going to help you, but they want to be recognized for their good deed, if that makes sense. You know, they're that pick up the check kind of friend, you know, that boastful kind of friend, you know, if that makes any sense. So in general, you know, Aries like to take charge. They have much drive for success. They're always looking for something different. They have a sharp tongue. Oh, Aries will chew you up and spit you out. You don't want to get into a conflict with an Aries because they just might cut you. They have a very hot temper, and that comes from the planet Mars that's ruled by them. Very independent. They're going to be that adventurous liar there for you. Yeah, so that's pretty much the Aries. They're very independent and courageous, a lot of fun, very serious, but not really that serious. They're going to come across like they're very independent and very successful, or 2 steps away from success, but really they just have a whole bunch of stuff going on in their head, and they honestly can't really stick to something. So if I were to sum up Aries, I would say they would be the grant me patience now sign, because they're just always moving and jiggling and moving. But did I miss anything about this Ram courageous Aries? No, I don't really think so. So stay tuned to my next video, which will be on the Bull, the Taurus. Until next time, Astro Sounds by Seape.